Good morning, children. Now today we are going to study our next topic under coordination compound. In this we will study the rules for writing the formula as well as naming the coordinate compounds. Okay, the first rule which we should follow is that whenever we write down any coordinate compound, whether we are writing the formula or we are writing the name, we will have to see that cation should be written first. Generally also when we write some another simple compound also, like for example sodium carbonate, or when you take aluminium chloride, whatever we take, we have seen that cation is written on the left hand side and anion is written on the right hand side. Similarly, you will find that in coordinate complexes also, compound also, you have to follow the same thing. While naming also, we will see that cations will be named first and then the anions. Here you can see the example. Example written, you see, this part which is written inside the coordination and sphere. The coordination sphere or the square bracket, or you can call it as coordination entity. That what is written is always found to be either cation or anion, depending upon the counter ions. If the counter ion is on the right side, then ultimately this complex ion will become cation. And if the counter ion is on the left hand side, then this complex entity or this complex ion will become anion. See the example very clearly, children. Here you can see this complex ion having a copper here is written in this, and here this complex compound, it is on the left hand side, so this is considered as cation, and here this complex ion is on the right hand side, so it is considered to be as anion. This is the first rule. Second rule that you have to follow here is that whenever you write down the ligands which is attached to the central metal atom, the ligands should be written in such a way that the place for writing that should be very close to one another seems to be one compound name that I will discuss with you in this later on. And while writing the formula also, you see the ligands which is attached here, if the ligands are neutral molecule or the ligands are complex, you have to use the parenthesis. You have to use the small bracket to write down this ligands. And the number of ligands, that is the, you can call the coordination, that is number of ligands which is attached here, will be written outside. Okay, that we have already seen in it. Next is that by naming this compound, first we have to name the cation. In that, ligands are named first. First you have to name the ligands. While naming the ligands also, you will see that you have to name it according to their alphabetical order. You have to name it according to their alphabetical order. Like here, the first amine group is written, then water. Water is named as aqua. Both are having starting from A. Then chlorine. You can see the chloride, C comes next. Similarly here also it is the oxalate, so you have to name it accordingly. Only one complex compound is there. Okay, like this we will see different examples. In this only one more thing that I just want to tell you is, whenever these are the simple ligands that we are talking about, simple molecules or unidentate ligands. These are unidentate ligands. When we talk about polydentate ligands, like here is oxalate ion, if there is an ethane diamine is there, or you are taking EDTA, that is also one of the complex ion having the polydentate in it. These are also written in brackets inside the complex ions. Okay, and while naming them, you have to name first these complex ions also. We will discuss some of the example by how to write down the formula as well as how to write down the name. Yes, children, before going to the actual formula, one thing I want to tell you is that there is some rules related to the naming of the ligands that is attached to it. Okay, here you have to see that the ligands which are attached is sulfate, whatever is from sulfate, nitrate, acetate like that, or like nitrite, or any other compound, ide like chloride, bromide and all. It will not named accordingly, but that name has to be changed. Their E will be removed. We have to remove this E, and instead of E, we will write ato, ido, like that. This will be changed. Here I have given some example, like chloride. Ion is, if it is a chloride ligand is attached to that central metal atom, we will call it as chlorido. Like sulfate, if it is attached, we will call it as sulfato. Okay, and in like that oxalate ion is there, we call it as oxalato, nitrato, like that, and thiocyanato. In this way, we will write the names of the ligand by changing its name with ILDO or ITO, like O has to be will be coming in that. Along with this, one more thing that you have to see, while naming the central metal atom, when it is with the as a anion or when it is acting as a cation. Okay. Now children, see this. In this one example I have taken. Now another thing that you have to keep it in mind, that I have already we are telling that when the complex is there, one time the complex will behave as a cation, and when complex is behaving as a cation and counter ion is there as an anion, at that time the central metal atom will be named as such. What is its name? Suppose here is one example I have written. How to write down the total this thing I will tell you in between, but here we have to discuss about the central metal atom. So here 6 amine group is there. So you will write hexaamine. While writing that hexaamine, 2 times A is coming. That also one of the rule that you have to follow. Hexaamine, hexa H-E-X-A, and then amine, twice A you have to write. You don't have to miss that. Okay, hexaamine, then cobalt. Okay, when the complex ion is acting as a cation, then cobalt name will be written as such. What is the name of the metal? Then here comes 3, cobalt 3. Now what is the 3? 3 is the valency of that metal, which we have taken out. I have already shown how to take out the valencies or oxidation number of the central metal atom. So while you take out the oxidation number or valency, you have to write down that valency in Roman letter, and that too in parenthesis. That is must. And next is chloride. This chloride is outside. Okay. And while writing the name of the complex compound, or the coordinate compound, one very important tip that you have to keep it in mind, that this is the name of one compound. So its name should be written very close to one another. Whatever word you are writing, there should not be any space. It should look like as it is the one complete name. So see, there is no gap I have written. There is no gap. So hexaamine, cobalt, 3 its valency. How the 3 valency came, you can see. Ammonia is having 0 valency, and outside it is 3 ions. That if we will that means if you will dissolve it in water, chloride will move, 3 negative will be moving, and then 3 positive. This cobalt will be getting 3 positive charge. As you know, this complex compound is neutral in nature. So in this way, cobalt is getting its valency 3, which is written in square, that is parenthesis, and then chloride is mentioned. Now you see the second example and see how the central metal atom name has been written and another points to be discussed. Here again in the second example, you can see potassium is the cation because it is written in the left hand side. So its name has to be written first. Here also this complex was written on the left hand side, so its name was written first. Here potassium will be written name is here. Then 5, this chloride group, as I told you the ligand. 5, that means 5 means penta. Sorry, I have written hexa here. It is penta, and should be written very closely. Penta, that means 5. Chlorido. Okay, chlorides are there. So it is inside the square bracket and acting as a ligand. So you will use the word chlorido. Now you can see the name of the central metal atom. This central metal atom, now it is in the anionic side. Whenever central metal complex it is in anionic side, the central metal atom name will change. You will call it as platinate. Okay, it will no longer a platinum. It is no longer. But when it is in the acting as a cation, then you would have used the platinum. But now you will change the name as platinate. And see its valency also. When you will find out, which you will find its valency coming to be as 3. You will find. Okay, 5 it is there, and you will come to know 2 having the positive charge, 5 inside, positive negative will be cancelled, and you will get a 3 valency. So in this way you have to write down its valency in parenthesis as well. I hope that you have understood some of the rules for writing the name and the formula in the of the complex compound. Now we will discuss some examples how to write down the formula as how to write down the name of the complex compound. Now children, in this I have written some example and I will explain to you how to write down the formula as well as the naming. Okay, first we will see the formula, then name, and with the name we will see the formula. Okay, both the ways we will discuss with these examples. First I will see this example in a square bracket. I have written cobalt, in parenthesis written ammonia, that is a 6 ammonia. Ammonia is acting as a ligand here. 6 ammonia acting as a ligand, and outside the square bracket chlorine is present. That is 3 atoms of chlorine is there completely. Now how to write down this name? Some rules I will tell you in between as well. How many ligands are the amine group? We have to write A, alphabetical A first. So only amine is there, so we will write. How many? 6. So we will write down hexaamine. Whenever you write down the ligand name amine, you have to write A double M-I-N-E. Double M has to be used there. Okay? And hexaamine, that will be there. Then cobalt. Okay? Cobalt is there. Now you can see the valency. This cobalt is there. Valency you will find out, it will come to be 3. Has to be written in the parenthesis. And outside it is chloride. This is the simplest one. See the next one. You will see. Here we have seen why we have written cobalt, children, not cobalto, because here this cation, complex ion is acting as a cation. So central metal will get its own name as already discussed. Now see the second example. Here you have written the potassium is acting as a cation and complex is acting as an anion. So the name will be, first we write down potassium. You can see the potassium. Only 1 ammonia in the ligand, so amine. 3 chlorine are present as a ligand here, so trichlorido. Tri means 3 chlorine, and instead of writing name there is chlorine or chloro, you will use the word chlorido. And now we have platinum is used as a metal, central atom metal, as because it is acting as an anion, so platinum will write platinate. Okay, and 2 will be its valency of platinum, the central metal. This 2 should be written here, children, because there is no place, so I have written down. So don't write down like that. You have to write in complete ones, and one formula should be written. Okay. Now you will see the third example. In this third example, you see the square bracket. Here, this example I have chosen so that you can show with a complex or polydentate ligand also. Here you see cobalt, chlorine 2, and En is your polydentate ligand having 2 points of attachment. Then a compound name is ethane 1,2-diamine. With the 2 nitrogen, it is attacking to the central metal atom. And outside sulfate is there. So your name will be, you can see this dichlorido. Here, as because ethane 1,2-diamine is there, diamine, 2 amine already. So we are writing di there. So again, twice we cannot write di, as we have studied in IUPAC naming in class 11th also. Here also the same thing will be followed. Here we will write down the bis. Here you will write bis here. Bis for the 2, this 2, bis. Then in bracket, ethane 1,2-diamine. As because once this word di already coming here, so you cannot use it twice here. This is also the rule coming in that. And here also the name ethane 1,2-diamine name will be AMINE. Now here it will not be AMMINE. As a ligand it will change its name as AMMINE. Then is coming cobalt, this name central metal atom. As because it is in the cationic side, so only direct name cobaltiter. Then its valency 4 has been calculated. You can calculate its valency from here. Okay, and then you will get 4, that is written in parenthesis, and then sulfate, it is outside as a counter ion. So in this way, the names, how to write down the names with the example has been shown. Now with the names you can see how the formula can be written. Hexaamine, hexaamine, you know first the cobalt, you will first read the name very nicely, then you will come to know whether what is used as a cation or anion. So hexaamine cobalt 3, cobalt as soon as it written, that means it has been used in the cationic. So you will ultimately take a bracket, cobalt is there, hexaamine, you will write ammonia and we write down 3, 6 here. This 3 will be seen from outside. This chloride, see earlier. Now how to write down this 3? You can calculate and find out that 3 chlorine should be written here. Okay, as its cobalt's 3 valency. The valency should be, that means the number of positive charge and negative charge should be equal, or the compound should be always be neutral. So that can be written here. Now see the next example, potassium written first, that is understood now. Our example is such that a complex ion will be acting as an anion. Another way to know that, if the platinate wording is, that means it should be in the this side, what you call it, anionic side. So potassium is there. Then you can see, after that you have to write down the ligand. First, whenever you are writing the name or writing the formula, you have to see that ligand should be mentioned first. So this potassium is written here, amine trichlorido. So amine means one amine written, so amine has been written. Then trichlorido, that means 3 chlorine has been mentioned. Then platinate, that means central metal atom is platinum. And after calculating, you will come to know it's coming to be as 2. That means the 3 chloride is as because 2 valency is this platinum, that means has been calculated with this, then there should be 3 chlorine. As seeing the valency of the central metal atom, you will very nicely come across and able to understand the number of ions that has to be added here. Okay, you can see another example. In this you can see dichlorido has to be written as it is written there. So it is should be in the square bracket complex. Dichlorido bis means twice. What you want twice? Ethane 1,2-diamine. You can write down its abbreviation form. And then cobalt is there. Then 4 sulfate. That means you can come. Sulfate is having 2 negative charge, and here it is having ultimately 2 points of attachment. And that means 2 to the 4, and this one is also 2, 6. 6 minus 2 then will coming to be as 4 here. You can calculate while writing down the formula also, and sulfate should be written outside. So these are the rules for naming as well as writing down the formula for coordination compound. Children, I hope that you have understood this very nicely, and you have to go through this video again along with your NCERT book to understand the concept. Okay, thank you.